I thank you very much for coming to my porch today, and this is, I think, the first time this summer I have had a guest on my porch, because I was always thinking that I have to do this and that and the other thing and never got to it. I love this little porch, and as I love this whole little house. It is just the right size for a single person, and it's easy to maintain, and I'm just happy here. I feel it is a happy house, and I am a very passionate gardener, and I am trying to make a nice flower garden in the back, and also perhaps still something around here in the front, and get some wonderful furniture for the porch. But I have certain things in my mind, like a nice wicker, but nice one. If I can have it, old one, old chairs, and perhaps a little sofa, and then you see, since this is towards the street, probably one would not eat here. I plan to do a terrace in the back of the house, and where also are all the flowers and the big lawn, and that's what I am planning and what I'm dreaming about. And now, where I came from, Lexington, I had a contemporary house, and there was no porch. Most of the houses were Victorian, and most had porches, and very lovely porches. And so I have sat on many porches in Lexington, Massachusetts. But we had decks, and since the lot was not too big, as it is usually in the suburbs, I did not plant very much, but I had a gorgeous pot garden on the terrace, a beautiful pot garden. And actually, if I'm honest, I think pot gardens are very special. You can already do something with beautiful terracotta pots, and then can have a variety of plants and flowers. So that is Lexington, which has beautiful, beautiful Victorian houses. Now, where I come from, in Germany, and since I'm already an elderly lady, and I remember the time when I was in my grandmother's village. There were no porches, but there were courtyards, usually under a big, you entered the house, it was nearly like like the Chinese have. Many families live around one big courtyard, and usually there is a huge a huge door, but really very big, so that also a fiacre can go in there. And everybody in front of their doors and their steps always had flowers. And in the evening, all these various families would sit in front of their houses, and everybody talked to everybody, and one went over, and sometimes, there was a big fire in the middle, like a kind of a bonfire, and then from that courtyard to the back went like little alleys, and they went into the gardens. Alleys, pathways, partitioned off by hedges.
Uh-huh.
And so that was my experience in my grandmother's village. But a porch, that was not. You either were on the marketplace or in these courtyards, or people who were not living in a courtyard always sat, everybody had their chairs lined up in the street in front of their houses. That was the tradition there, and that is in the Rhineland where I am from. Now, personally, we lived in the city, and in an apartment, and so we had a little balcony where in the war we had like a little rabbit on it in a thing, and but that was all the outdoor living that we had in the city, but weekends we always spent at my grandmother's in the country. And now then, when I got married, we moved to Munich, and just traveled all over Bavaria. Now Bavarians do not have porches, but they have balconies. Basically, the balcony is the roof, what could be very easily the roof of a porch, but instead the wood is, the firewood is, stapled there.
Oh, right, okay.
It's so they make use of that, and upstairs there are the bedrooms, but the bedrooms are all does one say preceded by a big hall, and from the hall you opened the doors and you went out on the balcony.
Oh,
and
okay.
The whole balcony has flower boxes, with geraniums, petunias, and so on, and it's a beautiful, beautiful style of. Usually next to the door, until the wood starts, there is usually one milk canister.
The milk churn?
Yes, the churns they are called.
Yeah.
Hi. The milk churns, and and then a bench next to it, and usually the grandmother and grandfather, because that is a custom. I don't know whether it's still today, but it used to be the custom that the grandparents always lived, with their children.
Ah.
And they were usually sitting on that bench, in the evening, and chatting and smoking a pipe. And this gives to the Bavarian villages a great character. And so I like the country. I have to get out of the country sometimes and be in a big city, but I like the country because I like nature.
Mm-hmm. But you don't want any bees on your porch.
No, I don't want any bees, and that's why I have a blue ceiling, because my daughter told me the bees don't have any nests there, and they really don't. They were attracted by my cake.
Yeah.